Hi everyone, this is Katia from Katia's Cake Blossoms. Today I came to make a frosting. Well, it's not really a frosting, it's maybe a ganache, but it's not really a ganache. It's called brigadeiro. It's a cake covering that we use a lot in Brazil. And brigadeiro has turned into like a national obsession in Brazil. Everybody loves brigadeiro. It has turned into a comfort food. So if somebody has a fight with a boyfriend or the girlfriend, or if I have a fight with my husband or something, we all run to the kitchen and we make brigadeiro and we eat it with a spoonful. Why? Because brigadeiro has three consistencies. The first one, we can use it as syrupy consistency to put it in a drip cake. The second one, we can use it like a little bit more thicker, but not hard, and we cover cakes with it. And the third one, we can make it, we can cook it a little bit more, and it gets a little bit thicker, so we can roll it up and make little truffles with it. So brigadeiro is very, very, very delicious, and of course it's made of cocoa, and we all love cocoa and chocolate, so it's for chocolate lovers. And the other day I put a recipe of a carrot cake, a simple carrot cake on Facebook, and I promised my subscribers that I would make this covering to put on top of the cake. Okay, so let's get started. It's very simple, but it's also so yummy. And my daughter today said, "Oh, Mom, you're gonna make brigadeiro. I wanna eat most of it." I said, "Go ahead," because as much as I love brigadeiro, I don't wanna eat it, because once you start, you can stop, and I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. So anyway, let's get started. We're gonna need 395 grams of condensed milk. It's like a can of condensed milk, any brand that you like. And we're going to need heavy table cream, like 1 cup. And we're gonna need 1 tablespoon of margarine or butter. And we're gonna need 3 tablespoons of cocoa, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour all of these ingredients together. It's really simple to make, but like I said, it's so good. And the condensed milk by itself is already so yummy. And my first urge is to start licking this bowl, but don't do it. If you have that urge, do not lick the bowl, because then we start on eating sweets frenzy. Well, before I start doing this, I'm going to wear my Make Everyday Sweet apron, because I don't want to get my beautiful Katia's Cake Blossom t-shirt dirty. Can you tie it a little bit, please? Thank you. Don't tie it too much, because then I feel like I'm a sack of potato tied up sack of potato. Okay, so let's go. Then we're going to use the cream, the heavy table cream. I'm gonna add into this pot. Scrape, 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 scrape. There we go. And then we're going to put the butter and add the cocoa butter. So now we're gonna turn this to high while we mix this over here. Oops. It's okay, when you cook, you're gonna make a mess. When you bake, you're gonna make a bigger mess. It's all part of the deliciousness of baking and making amazing cakes, delicious frostings and ganache and fillings and you know, you just, so we're gonna do this, and now we're gonna take it to the stove. And the thing that when you make delicious things and flavorful, I'm sorry, it's the Portuguese accent getting in the way. Flavorful recipes, it takes time. And for this recipe, the only thing it's not difficult, but the only thing that takes a little bit of time is this, to mix this, because we're gonna have to let this get quite hot and start boiling, okay? But because we don't want to roll it up, we don't want to make truffles, we are not going to let it boil for a long time, just for a little bit. When it starts to get loose in the bottom and the sides of the pot, it's done, okay? Okay, my friends, so since we have to wait for this to boil, I want to talk to you guys about something. About being persistent in life when you want to achieve your goals. Okay, since I was a little girl, I used to be in the kitchen with my grandmother, learning how to cook, how to bake, how to make sweets. And I always had a dream to become like not a famous person, but became a person that made a lot of cakes and had a cake business and taught people how to make all of these deliciousness. And because of life, you know, life gets in the way. You get married, and then you're the pressures of life takes you somewhere else, and you end up not doing the things that you want to do. But the thing is never to give up. I always wanted to do this that I'm doing now, teaching people how to make these things. And for a long time, I couldn't do it. Excuse me. So now, on the 8th of this month, I was going to start to do these videos, because this was a dream to teach people how to make these things. And I fell. I was going down the stairs in my house, and I fell big time, and I fell on my bottom, and I was going boom, 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 boom down the stairs. And I was lucky that both my husband and my 2 daughters were home. So they came running to pick me up, and they lift me up, and then I couldn't move. I was in really, really, really bad shape. I thought that I had broken my tailbone, but thank God it was just bruised, but it still hurted a lot. So I was in bed. I couldn't get up for like 8 days. And that made me very sad, because I wanted to start making these videos, and I couldn't. So at first I cried and cried and cried, and then I said, you know what, since I'm in bed, I'm just going to plan all the recipes that I'm going to start making when I'm able to do the videos. And that's what I did. So after 9 days of excruciating lower back pain, suffering, and crying, I was able to start making my videos. And that's what I'm doing right now. Even though I'm completely not healed yet, I still have a lot of pain. But we have to push through life, and we can never give up our hopes and dreams and our goals. No matter what age we are, because as you can see, I'm not that young. I'm a grandmother. I have 9 grandchildren, and I have 3 biological children, and I have I adopted some children as I was going through life. So, and you know, I'm not young, but I'm still pursuing my dreams. So that's what we have to do. So now this mixture is starting to get very, very hot. I lowered the heat a little bit because I don't want it to burn. When it starts to get very, very hot, you lower the heat a little bit and you keep mixing. Okay, so we're gonna mix, 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 and mix, 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 mix. And pretty soon it's going to be done. So I can already hear the little noise that the mixture is making as I scrape it like with this spatula on the sides of the pan. See how it's becoming thicker already? And it's starting to boil, so then I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit more. And this is an electric stove, so you have to be extra careful because it's splattered. See, it already splattered on me. So if it's starting to splatter a lot, you lower the heat even more because you don't want to get burned. And at this point, it already passed the ganache, the drip, the point that we put on the drip cake. It already passed that point, so now it's already in the point that we can cover a cake. Throw it on top of a cake, and it's going to be like a frosting. It's not gonna drip all the way. Okay. So this is the point where you stop and you let it cool, and then you pour on top of your cake. You let it cool a little bit. When you pour on top of the cake, it still has to be a little bit hot. So if you want to roll this to make little balls like truffle balls and eat it with a spoon, like if you need a comfort food for the day and you want to eat it with a spoon, so then you take it back, higher the heat a little bit, and you let it cook for a little bit longer. Okay. Are you ready to eat this? Oh, she's standing right there with the spoon on her hand already. She is ready. I don't know if that little spoon is gonna do you justice. I know you're gonna be coming back for more, girl. So it's getting thicker. And you gotta keep mixing. All the corners have to be mixed so it won't burn, okay? So now that it's a lot thicker, it's almost at the point that you turn off the fire and you let it get cold so that you can roll it up. See how it's a lot more dried in the bottom when you go over with the spatula? That's because it's getting to the point where you can turn it off. Okay, just a little bit longer and it's done. And all this boiling, what it's doing is taking the moisture out of the condensed milk and the cream and the chocolate. Well, the chocolate didn't have moisture, but the condensed milk and the cream. Okay, so it's reducing it. Okay, now it's already done. We're gonna turn off the oven, the stove, and we're gonna let it get cool. And then we're gonna come back and show you how we are going to roll this up. Thanks. Hi everyone, we're back and our sweet is ready, our candy is ready, and brigadeiro, okay? So I'm actually very glad that I taught 3 recipes in one video because I taught the consistency of to put on a drip cake, and I taught the consistency of a cake frosting, to frost a cake you just pour it on top of a cake and it's like a frosting. And the consistency of the brigadeiro. So all I did is I put some butter in the plate, but if you don't like butter, you can put canola oil or olive oil, or you can spray the pan spray, okay? But I I spread a little bit of butter in this plate, and I poured the sweet in here for it to dry. Now, my daughter's here waiting to eat her comfort food. What happened, Brianna? Did you get a bad grade in school this week and you need to be comforted? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so see, when you're gonna eat as a comfort food, you gotta get a big spoon like this and eat it. There you go. So, okay, and then what we do is we wash our hands really good because we have to prevent germs getting on the food. So the best way to do that is to keep your kitchen really clean, your hands really clean. So I will wash my hands really good, and I'm going to put a little bit of this butter on my hands because I'm gonna roll up a little truffle for you to see, okay? I hope it's cold enough. I'm gonna get it from here. Because this has to be really, really cold for us to be able to do that. And it's still not very cold. But, yeah, I can do it. So we put it, when you make your truffles, you have the choice of rolling into white chocolate, or you can do it chocolate bits, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, this kind of crystal sugar that has different colors in it. The choice is yours. There's many places that you can roll your little chocolate ball or your chocolate truffle, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So this one is done, but it's, like I said, it's not very cold yet, so it's hard to roll it. I need my glasses. Where it is, right here. Okay, let me, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna wash my hands again to finalize it. So, we're gonna get this. And use this lid and sprinkle more little sugars on top, and you can reuse the sugar, okay? And your little truffle is ready. So go ahead, go make all the chocolate you want to eat. This is simply amazing. How do you like it, Brianna?
It's good.
It's really yummy, huh? And it's not very heavy. And it's not super sweet because remember we put the table cream there, the heavy cream there, so that helps to smooth everything out and take a little bit of the sweetness and take a little bit of the heaviness. Okay? See you next time.